Now this tank's absolutely booming, and as you get more successful with your aquarium and as your corals start to grow, the next issue you have is with positioning. Positioning in regards to light, which definitely became a problem. So what they actually did was, instead of the original light, they then went and got a extra light that supplemented on the back, a more powerful, higher quality light, which is a common thing. People will start with a cheaper option and then will move into a better option. This aquarium is very well lit now. And the next thing that we need to be concerned about is corals stinging each other. So you do get to a point with a tank like this where you just can't buy any more coral, which is sometimes a bit of a shame, because it's sort of fun getting new coral. But if you keep putting the corals in there, soon enough there won't be room for them. So what you need to do, if you've got too many corals, or if the corals have grown, is you need to focus on grouping. Now the easiest way to focus on grouping for an aquarium like this would literally be get a bunch of foam boxes, put a few inches of water into the bottom of the foam boxes, remove all the coral out, and then place them all back in again in their groups. So what I mean by their groups is you can put your Cataphilias right next to each other. You can put your Euphilias right next to each other. And where's the other one? 1, 2, and 3. You can put your soft corals right next to each other. You can put any Corellas and Zoes and things right next to each other. You can put your Duncans right next to each other. And then if you group the corals, you'll find that you'll have a group of corals there, a group of corals there, a group of corals there, and a group of corals there, which hopefully will allow a little bit more space in between the ones that can't be grouped. So there is an art to it, and there is a knack to it, and it does take a bit of practice, but it is something you absolutely must be aware of, and it is something that does become a problem either via your introduction of the too many of them or by them actually growing. But it is a fairly easy solution, and it is something that does need to be tended to every now and then. So in general, the more similar the coral looks, the more likely they're going to be able to go next to each other. And if you get it wrong, you'll quite clearly see that various corals will open on one side and, for example, not be open on the other side. And then if the corals are looking good, then Bob's your uncle. If that group of corals is not looking good, because maybe you've put it in too much or not enough water flow, or too much or not enough light, then you will have to be aware of that, because you may have to relocate the group. It's all part of it. It's all good fun.